Namaste. Welcome back to your yoga practice. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Sierra, and today we're going to be honoring Samhain, or the Witch's New Year, or sometimes better known as Halloween, with our yoga practice. So aside from this being a modern holiday, Samhain is a really, really powerful time for spiritual practices. Today in our class, we're going to be doing a yin yoga class that helps us tap into these natural energies of release and softness, just like the energies that are super prevalent during Samhain time. So we're going to be doing a yin yoga practice, and then at the end, I'm going to guide you guys through a cord-cutting Yoga Nidra meditation. So Yoga Nidra is sometimes called the yoga of sleep. It is a guided meditation that we will do completely lying on our backs. You are able to get really, really comfortable and relax in a really deep way. And then we will use this sort of hypnotic state to help release energies that might be holding us back and energies that we're ready to let go of now in the coming fall. So I want to thank you so much for joining me here in this practice. Remember that no matter what shows up for you today, you are whole and you are held, and you have the support and love of this community behind you. So you don't need any props to get started here. You might want to grab a couple blocks or maybe a bolster, especially if you want to be super supported once we get to your Yoga Nidra practice in the end, but you could get by without anything as well. So when you're ready, find yourself in a comfortable seat, and we'll get started. So we'll get started here together in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And release your hands onto your knees, letting your palms open up towards the ceiling. Now, as you can see, we are in a cemetery today, a very, very sacred place, especially for Samhain time. So I'd like to take a minute here together. Just close your eyes. You can keep your hands on your knees, and just taking a moment to honor all of the spirits, all of the lost loved ones that are joining us here together in our practice. Taking a moment to thank our ancestors for bringing us here, to thank our long-lost mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers for imparting their wisdom and their lessons to us. Finally, thanking Great Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, for holding us all, keeping this wheel turning, and reminding us that with every dark, with every death, there is new light, new life on the other side. Just take a few deep, full breaths here into your body, into your practice. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. 3 more just like that. Fill all the way up with air. Inhale. As you exhale, press out all of the air. 1 more on your own. Wonderful. Bring your hands back to heart center. Palms press up against one another. Thumbs rest against your heart, and tuck your chin slightly down and in towards your fingers. Honoring this practice, honoring each other. Lifting your thumbs now up to your third eye center, letting the knuckles press against your forehead very gently, honoring your own inner teacher. And gently releasing the hands down when you're ready, fluttering open your eyes. Wonderful. Well, let's get started here now in a child's pose. So from your seat, you can come onto hands and knees. Take your knees as wide as your mat, come down to sit on your heels, and extend your arms up long towards the front of your mat. You can rest the forehead down on the mat. If that is too far away from you, you want a little bit more support, you could also bring a block for underneath your forehead or maybe a pillow. So take a moment here just to settle down, feel your hips grow heavy onto your heels. Feel your shoulder blades grow heavy and melt down your back. As you breathe, maybe start to lengthen from your hips to your shoulders, from your shoulders to the tips of your fingers. And as you exhale, bring a sense of weightedness into your hips, your shins, your legs, your forehead. Allowing yourself to root down and connect with the earth here. So during this Samhain time, we start to notice the life of Mother Earth starting to withdraw back to the core. The leaves begin to lose their color and fall. The days grow shorter and colder. There is this sense of withdrawal or retreating of energy. We're going to honor some of that here in your practice today. So as we settle here now into our first yin pose for maybe about another 2 minutes or so, maybe use your breath to practice drawing your energy inwards towards your center, towards your core. We spend so much time pressing our energy out, giving it away, letting it sort of flutter away from us even in ways that we don't notice. So take this time, use your breath as you exhale, draw your energy inwards, notice how you're feeling inside your body, your heart, your mind. Instead of doing, maybe allow yourself to just be for a moment. And take a moment, begin to wiggle through the tips of your fingers, rooting each finger pad down into the ground, press into your palms. We'll slowly begin to lift up through the chest and through the hips, letting yourself arrive slowly in a tabletop pose here. Bring your knees underneath your hips, bring your palms underneath your shoulders. We'll take a few rounds of cat and cow to open up the spine. Big inhale, drop your belly down low and lift your heart, lift your tailbone, look up. As you exhale, press the earth away from you, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, draw your chin in, and puff the back body up like a cat. Inhale again, drop the belly, scoop the tailbone, lift the gaze, and exhale, round it in. Continue to move like that with your breath here. Inhale, drop the belly low. Exhale, round the back body. If there are any other movements you'd like to take here, maybe some rolling around of the rib cage from side to side. Maybe some releases for the neck, like shaking your head no and nodding yes. Just take 2 or 3 breaths here and move in whatever way feels intuitive to you. This practice is all about listening to your body. Good, we'll eventually meet back in stillness together, tabletop pose. Walk your hands forward a pace or so, spread your fingers out big and wide, tuck your toes, lift yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. You can take a little bit of movement here too as well, maybe bending into one knee and then the other. We don't typically move around very much in our yin practice, so when we do have the opportunity to, it's nice to get a few wiggles and shakes out. We'll meet back in stillness in downward facing dog when you're ready. Coming into our lizard lunge, which is our next yin posture. So inhale to lift the right leg up high in the sky behind you. Stretch out through the toes. And let's stack the hips first. So bend the knee, reach your right toes over towards the left edge of your mat, sending your right knee back behind you. Inhale, straighten back out, 3-limb dog, look forward. And as you exhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Lower down onto the back knee, untuck your toes, and lift your chest. Now, if you're really, really, really tight in that back leg, you can stay here with your foot in the center, lifting the chest up. If you have some more space, bring both of your hands to the inner edge of your right foot and heel toe that right foot to the outer edge of your mat. For lizard lunge here, you can stay lifted. You can keep that right knee pointed up towards the sky. Or sometimes it feels nice to let that right knee fall over, rolling onto the pinky side edge of your right foot, sort of knocking the knee open. You also have the option to lower down maybe onto your elbows or your forearms if that works for you. Or you could bring your 2 blocks underneath your hands to bring the ground a bit closer to you. You have lots of options in this pose. The first part of our yin practice is finding the version that works best for you. And some days, it's not always the deepest or most advanced option. And that's okay. Most days, it's not. So first we find the pose that works for us. And then the second part of our yin practice is to commit to stillness. So it's important to find a version of this shape that's sustainable to you. If we're thinking of our physical capability on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is 0 effort, 10 is painful effort. We want to be at about a 4 or a 5. This practice of sort of backing off a little bit and not going 100% all of the time like we're all so often inclined to do. It's another wonderful lesson from our Samhain season, that we need the time of rest and slowness and stillness. in order to have those moments where we can be 100%, where we can be high velocity. Once you've found your position, close your eyes. Bring your focus into your breath, into releasing any tension that you can release. Whether that's physical, mental, emotional. Allow yourself to find softness. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to lift back up through the chest. If you were lying down, draw the right knee back in towards the midline and slowly begin to back up out of your hips. So we're going to meet in a runner's stretch here. So bring your foot back to the center of your mat so both feet can frame your front foot. And then continue to slowly shift your hips back as you straighten into the front leg, lift your right toes up off the mat. Take a full breath in as you lift up through the chest, look up, pull the right hip back just a little bit more. And as you exhale, round through the spine, begin to draw your nose towards your knee. Relax the crown of your head and the back of your neck. Take 10 full deep breaths here. This isn't a pose that we usually do in Yin Yoga, but it just feels so good, especially after that deep hip opening pose of lizard. And this roundedness in, this curling around the heart, it really inspires some of this withdrawal of energy, bringing our energy back into ourselves. Good. Inhale, begin to lift up through your gaze, look forward, and exhale, slowly walk back. Bend into the right knee, plant both of your hands, step back, find tabletop first, both knees on the ground, and then tuck your toes, lift your knees and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. We'll move now into that same sequence on the second side. So inhale, lifting the left leg up nice and high, three-limb dog, and stacking the hips first. Bend your left knee, reach your toes over to the right. Lengthen from the left side body all the way out through your knee. Release back, straighten out, three-limb dog. Take an inhale here, lift the heel up a bit higher. And as you exhale, we'll come forward, setting up for lizard lunge once again. So lower down onto the back knee, left foot on the floor. You can stay with foot in center for an easier variation, or heel toe the left foot out to the outer edge of your mat. Remembering all the variations and options that we have for ourselves here, find the one that suits you best. If you'd like, you can let that left knee knock out to the side. Bring some blocks under your hands. Just take notice that this side might feel a lot different than the first. So we can't always do on the second side what we were able to do on the first side, and that's okay. Find the pose. Find your breath. Release into the hips, letting them grow heavier, falling towards the earth. And then maybe as we breathe here in this pose, you'd like to call to mind some things that you are ready to release and let go of from this year. The prevalent theme of Samhain is this idea of death and release. You know, the idea of death can seem really, really scary and something that we generally want to avoid at all costs, but it is a pertinent part of nature and the way that the cycle of life works, and it doesn't always have to be so literal. Maybe there are some ways of being or some paths, some habits that you've picked up over this year that you are ready to let die, let go of. Maybe you've experienced some heavy loss this year that you never fully allowed yourself time to process. And we'll get deeper into some of these things in our meditation here, but as we take about another 6 or 7 really full, long breaths here, maybe you'd like to call to mind some of those things that you're ready to release and let go of today. And as you inhale, start to slowly lift back up through the chest, bringing your hands on the earth first. Draw your knee back up to center. If you had it open to the side, softly walk the left foot back to center as you slowly, slowly, slowly back up out of the hips. Begin to straighten into the left leg. Lift your toes up. Take a full breath in, lift the chest, tuck the left hip back. And exhale round through the spine, drawing your nose to your knee. Let's inhale, look forward, gently walk yourself back, left foot grounds down, palms ground down, tuck your back toe, meet in downward facing dog, left foot steps back to meet the right. Take a few breaths. Good, let's release down gently now onto the knees, untuck your toes. We'll make our way into Anahatasana, puppy pose. From your tabletop, I want you to walk your hands all the way towards the top of your mats. Keeping your arms straight, begin to reach your hips back and lower your forehead towards the mat. Similar to child's pose, but try to keep your hips lifted here. And again, you can release your forehead down onto a block if the ground is too far away. In this pose, we're sending our focus into the front of our hearts and the back of our shoulders. So as you breathe here, allow your heart to melt towards the floor. As you lengthen through the sides of your body, draw the shoulder blades gently towards one another. And begin to use your breath here to help clear out the space around your heart. If there's anything heavy or negative weighing on you today, just take a moment here and notice that. Give space for it. It's okay if it's there. And with an exhale, you can invite yourself to release it if you feel ready. You can stay as you are here in this puppy pose. If you'd like a little bit more depth, you could bring the hands together in prayer and lift the hands so that your thumbs reach for the nape of your neck, elongating further into the triceps, inviting the heart to melt down just a bit further. No matter where you go, let your awareness rest in your heart and in your breath. Let's gently release your palms back to the floor if you had them lifted. Begin to activate the muscles of your hands. As you press down into the ground, lift up slowly. Bring the palms back underneath you. And we'll make our way softly now to a seat on your heels. Draw the knees together, hips together, come back to sit. Roll up nice and slow. Let's reach around, give ourselves a big hug here. Take an opposite stretch for the shoulders. Taking hold of opposite shoulder blades, you can tuck your chin in just a little bit if you like. And inhale, broaden, open across the chest, open into your hands and your arms, look up. Exhale, switch sides, take your opposite arm on top, reach around, give yourself a big hug. Wonderful. Let's gently release. Come back to your seat. We'll move now into a forward fold. So come down to sit fully on the ground, stretch your legs out long in front of you. I want you to be very forgiving and gentle with yourself in this forward fold. Let's start with the knees bent just a little bit. Lift your toes up towards the ceiling or the sky. As you inhale, reach up through the arms, through the sides of the body, lift up from the heart and the chin. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips, start to reach your heart towards your toes. And if you notice a stopping point for yourself and your body, just gently release the hands down. If you feel you have the space to straighten your legs, you can do so. Wherever you go, I want to invite you to flip the palms up in this pose. Rather than reaching forward, even if you can grab your toes, I want you to take a step back just a little bit. Flip your palms up as you continue reaching forward subtly with the heart. A little bit of energy used in the low back muscles and the belly here. And then release everything. Let the chin fall in towards the chest. Allow the spine to round and curve a little bit. Feel the muscles on the back of your neck lengthen. Feel the muscles in your low back and into your glutes expand. Forward folding postures like this are so soothing to our central nervous system. They give us time and space to recall our energy. There's lots of wonderful and active back bending postures and lots of movement that you can take in yoga to increase your energy and clear out negativity. But there's something really powerful in taking these moments of stillness, especially in such a fast-paced world, and using this spaciousness as a way to clear negativity. It almost takes a little bit more intention because there's nothing distracting you. So as we breathe deeply here together, I want you to use every exhale to try to soften just a little bit more. Soften the edges of your body. Soften the muscles of your jaw. Soften your eyes into their sockets. Soften through the heart, the breath. And maybe soften through your mind. Let's gently flip the palms back down towards the earth. Take one more deep, full breath, the deepest breath you've taken all day. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And then we'll slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. We're going to make our way all the way down onto our backs. So shift yourself forward so you can lie back. We're going to draw your knees in towards your chest. And take a moment, just give yourself a big hug. Draw your knees all the way in tight towards your belly. Maybe rock the low back side to side. And we'll make our way towards Happy Baby. So you can start first just by opening up the knees, letting them frame your torso, taking hold of your shins. This is a wonderful place to start. If you already feel a good stretch in this pose, feel free to stay here. Or if you'd like, lift the soles of your feet up towards the sky. You can take hold of your ankles, maybe your big toes, the pinky side edges of your feet. Letting your knees drop down towards the floor, tailbone stays rooted. Maybe letting the knees press into the elbows just a little bit. Feeling the length of your back body rooted to the earth. And draw the heels back in towards your sit bones. Take hold of both of your shins once again. Keep the right leg in towards your belly. Stretch your left leg out long. We'll take one final supine twist here together. Stretch your right arm out long beside you, taking your knee into your left hand. Use an exhale to cross over the body, twisting, allowing your knee to fall towards the left. And keep your gaze up towards the sky or gaze towards your extended arm. Just keep that right shoulder heavy. And here in this pose, we're twisting all the way from the tip of our tailbone through the crown of our head, allowing ourselves to wring out any dense energy that we might be carrying. So as you breathe in, maybe feel the ribs expand, really feel yourself lean into the compression of this twist. And as you exhale, imagine all of that flowing out with your breath. You're rinsing out your body. As we start to settle in, bring our energy back down to the earth. inhale, gently draw back through center. Take your time. Give yourself just a moment back up at the top before you switch sides. Drawing the left leg in, extending the right. Taking your twist now over to the second side. Left arm can extend as you exhale into your twist. Allowing yourself to even out with this pose on the second side. Let's use an inhale to gently draw back up to center. And give yourself a little squeeze or just a moment back up at the top. And then release your left leg out long to meet your right, finding a Shavasana. Let's take a moment, place your right hand on your belly, place your left hand on your heart. Just connect with your breath. Feel your body lying completely flat on the floor or the earth. Feel the movement of your breath. Feel that connection to life itself, to the universe, to the constant ebb and flow of light, life, and energy, all through your breath. And gently release your hands down by your sides. And from here, we're going to transition into our Yoga Nidra practice. So if you need to take a moment, maybe grab yourself a cozy sweater or a pillow to support your knees. Take a moment, gather everything you need so that you can be as comfortable as possible in your meditation practice. So to get started in this releasing Yoga Nidra practice, I'd like you to set yourself up lying on the floor in a comfortable supported position. So whether that's lying flat on your yoga mat or maybe bringing a bolster behind your knees or a few pillows for behind your head, maybe a blanket to lay on top of you. I want you to get yourself as comfortable as physically possible here. In Yoga Nidra, we are practicing full relaxation, but also a sense of wakefulness. So as we move through the practice, even though we will get very relaxed, try your best not to fall asleep and to stay focused on the practice and on my voice. So make sure as you're lying here that you're not touching your torso with your arms and that your legs are spread apart. Let's open your palms facing up. Soften your shoulders away from your ears and close your eyes. So begin to find a place in your body where you no longer need to exert any effort. You find your body in stillness. And once you've arrived in stillness, you can begin to locate your breath in your body. Begin to notice the natural rhythm of your inhales and your exhales. Notice how there's absolutely no effort needed from you at all here. Notice how the breath just naturally flows. In this way, resist the urge to manipulate or change the breath at all. And just letting it flow naturally into the body and out of the body. And beginning to use your breath here to physically release any areas of lingering tension through your body. Release the grip of your muscles slowly, allowing the muscles to relax just a bit more. Imagining your exhales maybe could sink your body even further into the ground. Slow and soft. Really feeling that emphasis on the exhale. If you can, I'd like you to imagine here that you could also use your exhales to soften your mind and soften your brain. So relax the brows, relax the crown of your head, and begin to release any sticky thoughts or musings that might still be keeping you occupied here. It's a very gentle invitation for your mind to meet your body in stillness. And know that if thoughts do continue to float forward, that's completely okay. And know that those thoughts are also a form of your practice. And so no need to resist, no need to judge yourself. Just when you notice the mind has begun to float off center, bring your awareness back to that natural rhythm of your inhales and your exhales. As you sink deeper into stillness, begin to rest your awareness on the space or the pause in between your inhales and your exhales. And notice that space that the exhale falls into. in that space from where the inhale arises. That brief moment of floating. In yoga, we call this space Kumbhaka Pranayama. And allow the moment in between each inhale and exhale to be a space of rest. Right, leaning into that gentle attunement very naturally. Right, never forcing, never gripping. Just gently let your focus linger at the end of each exhale and at the top of each inhale. Now subtly begin to draw your awareness into your physical body and the sensation of your body lying on the ground. So here I'll begin to call out specific areas of the body, and as I do, I'd like you to bring your awareness to that area and just relax that area of the body a little bit more. And so let's start down in the right fingertips. The right pinky, the right ring finger, the middle finger, and the pointer finger. The right thumb, and the palm of your right hand. Relaxing the right wrist, the right elbow, the right bicep. Now into the left fingertips, relaxing your pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and relaxing your thumb. Relaxing into the palm of the left hand and the left wrist. Relaxing into the left forearm, the left elbow. Relaxing your left bicep here. And relaxing into the left shoulder blade. Relaxing the whole of both of your arms. Relaxing the whole of both of your arms. Now move into that space behind your heart. And begin to soften, relaxing into the chest and the rib cage. Relaxing into the right side body. Relaxing into the left side body. Relaxing the whole front of your torso. And relaxing into the back of your torso. Moving down into the right hip. And the right thigh. Relaxing the right kneecap and the right calf muscle. Relaxing the right ankle and the sole of the right foot. Relaxing into the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. And relaxing the entire right leg. Relaxing the entire right leg. Moving into the left hip and into the left thigh. Relaxing the left kneecap and the left calf muscle. Relaxing the left ankle and the sole of your left foot. Relaxing into the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Relaxing into the entire left leg, your entire left leg. Coming back up into your heart space. Let's relax up through the throat. Relax the back of your neck. Relax your jaw. Relaxing into your tongue, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, the crown of the head. And relaxing here into the whole body. Relaxing into the whole body. Now from this space, I want you to bring to mind some of the lessons that you've learned from this past year. Recall any feelings, actions, or patterns that you're choosing to let go of in this coming new year. Notice how it feels in your body to think of these things. How does it feel to hold space for the lessons and the obstacles that we've encountered? And does it make your body feel heavy? Does it make you feel tense? Or maybe something completely different. Give space for any responses or any emotions to come forward here. Further solidifying any actions or patterns or mindsets that you're choosing to let go of this year. Now, using our breath, we're going to cut the cord and release these things from our bodies. So one at a time, as you inhale, draw that obstacle, that pattern, that mindset into your heart, into your awareness. Take a deep inhale, drawing it in even closer, and at the top of your inhale, thank yourself for that lesson. Thank the universe for this lesson. And as you exhale, cut the cord and release it. Pressing all the way down into your exhale until there's no more breath. Take a breath in to reset naturally. Again, inhale, draw an obstacle into your heart. Hold at the top of the inhale, say thank you for the lesson. And exhale, cut the cord and release. Gonna take a breath to reset. And repeat this process as many times as you need. Inhaling to draw the obstacles into your heart, into your awareness, always saying thank you for the lesson. And exhale, cut the cord. Releasing what it is you're not carrying forward. When you're finished, continue to breathe deeply and just guide your awareness back to the base of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for this time and for this practice. And thank yourself for showing up, for letting go, and prioritizing your healing. And with your final breaths in this practice, I want you to take all of the peace, all of the lightness, calm, and joy, or whatever you're feeling here. Take all of those good feelings and exhale, send them out to the rest of the world. In yoga, we create peace and love within ourselves in the hope that all beings may experience peace and love. So maybe taking a moment here to dedicate this practice to someone you love. Or to whoever needs it in the world. As you begin to reawaken, find soft and gentle movements in the toes and the fingers. Taking all the time you need to awaken from this practice as you're ready. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in this Samhain practice. I so love getting to celebrate the Wheel of the Year with you guys from all over the world. So thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. Thank you so much to the spirits and ancestors that were able to join us today in this practice. And I would so love to hear how this practice found you today. If you would like to leave a comment below, please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We do all kinds of witchy yoga classes here together. And I hope to see you next time.